Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having the best day ever. If this is your first time on my channel, I look a mess, but hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that you guys are good. I hope you're having a great Sunday. I hope you're, treating yourself good to some good food. And yeah, man, just hopefully you're just living life. You're just fucking living life. Here with my Britney Spears pillow because we love Britney. You guys see it? Beautiful. Anyways, you guys, welcome. If you are new, consider subscribing. I would be so grateful. Please help me get to 18K. And let's get on to it, you guys. I'm going to be folding clothes while we do this because we're going to have like a nice chit chat. If you are new to my channel, we are like best friends here. We don't really care. We're here to be ourselves. We're here to feel safe, and we're here just to enjoy, okay? And that's what you do with best friends. You enjoy. Me and my Target pearls, bitch. Okay, so listen. There's a lot of talk about Bryce Hall. And if you guys don't know, Bryce Hall is a TikToker. He's one of the young problematic TikTokers. That he's always into drama. He's always, he was boxing. What's his name? Austin. They did like a boxing thing. It was like YouTubers versus TikTokers. Like the boy's a mess, right? But he's loved by a lot of people. He's TikToker turned YouTuber. Blah blah blah. Okay, I believe he was in the Sway House. Yes, right? Hey, Google. Was Bryce Hall in the Sway House?
On the website people.com, they say, Sway House included Josh Richards, 19, Griffin Johnson, 22, Bryce Hall, 21.
Hey, Google, stop.
Jaden
Thank you, boo. So, Bryce Hall, he is famously, because he dated Addison Rae, and then Addison Rae dumped his ass when she was about to release her song, Obsessed. You say you're obsessed with me, so I took a second, and I said, me too. I'm obsessed with me as much as you. Say you die for me, I die for me too. I love that song. It's a really good song, but anywho, whatchamacallit? So, Bryce Hall was seen kissing Tana's friend Ari, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys the picture, and we're gonna talk about this because it's honestly like kind of annoying that this is even a thing. But here's the picture. So they were seen outside of a club kissing. That's Bryce and that's Ari. So listen, you guys, Tana, she reposted the picture saying like, she said something to the matter of like, I can't, I turned my back for 1 second, ha 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 ha. Listen, when I saw this 2 days ago, because it's 2 days, you guys know that I like to serve fresh tea. So when I saw this 2 days ago, I was like, oh, I don't really consider this tea, so I'm not going to do a video on it. But I've been seeing a lot of news outlets and a lot of tea, bloggers and channels talking about this, and they all have kind of like the same tone and conversation of, well, if he is, he should come out. If he is, he should come out so he can normalize coming out. Someone like him. He should. And you guys, listen, as a gay person myself, I don't think he should do anything. I don't think he has to do anything. I think, first of all, if there's even anything to say, that's definitely up to him. It's not up to anybody. He doesn't owe anybody anything, okay? Especially this one blogger said, like, it would be so cool to have Bryce Hall on our side, because Bryce Hall is known to be so straight and dated Addison Rae and all these things, so it would be really cool, to normalize it for us. And I'm just sort of like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, girl, no, he literally doesn't owe anybody anything. Why should he come out? First of all, even if he is bisexual or whatever the case may be, that is on his terms and that is on his time to come out, okay? So I don't believe it for a second that, some people are mad because they're like, oh, well, if he is, blah, blah, blah. I'm over here like, listen, maybe he's not. Maybe he's just having fun, These kids nowadays, he's 21. They're definitely more open to things, and they're more like, it's not such a big taboo anymore. I feel like, when I was, younger, you know, it was a different story. And I don't know. I just honestly think it's like, it's so dumb. Now, some people are saying that Bryce Hall is doing this queer baiting. If you guys don't know what queer baiting is, let's ask my boo. Hey, Google, what does queer baiting mean? Ciao, he doesn't know. Hey, Google, what does queer baiting mean?
According to Wikipedia, queerbaiting is a marketing technique for fiction and entertainment in which creators hint at, but then do not actually depict, same-sex romance or other LGBTQ plus representation.
So basically, when they pretend to be gay for attention, okay? So some people are saying that he's queer baiting and all these things. Listen, I just honestly think in my heart, right, he is a mess. I do think he's a mess. But I also think it's like, it's one of those things where, you know, if he is, and I know that this is not the first time that people speculate this about him. If he is, you guys, I think we should give him his space, because I feel like these TikTokers, aren't my cute little boxers so cute? I feel like these TikTokers nowadays, they, you know, they put on this persona of being so straight and being so like, you know, like blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, I'm so straight and I'm so masculine and let's see who has all the packs in the world, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pack. You know, all these things. So I'm just sort of like, listen, leave the boy alone. If he wants to kiss boys, let him. If there's a reason he's doing it, let him. And you know what, bitch? If there's no reason he's doing it and he just wants to have fun, then that's his prerogative. Listen, I remember I've had this thing in my head for a very long time. There's something about me, which I don't know what it is, but it always happens to me. When I was single, I would get a lot of attention from straight guys. I would get a lot of attention from straight guys. And, you know, I think there's a thing in the gay society where gay guys love the idea of a straight guy, right? Some, not all. I can't, you know, talk about the whole community, but there's a lot of gay guys out here who have crushes on straight guys and who wish they could be, you know, with the straight guys. I have always been very, I don't know what it is, but straight guys, they just really like me. I even dated a straight guy once. And, I mean, let's just do a quick story time so you guys get an idea. So grab a snack. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you, like, the whole thing, but, like, basically what happened was I used to work with this guy, and he was always very nice to me. He was very sweet to me. But I knew he was straight because he was known to be like a player. And actually a lot of my girl coworkers had crushes on him. I heard him that he hooked up with a bunch of the girls, like all these things. So, you know, whatever. So one day, there's this, So one day we're talking and he comes up to me. We were in a break. He comes up to me. There was a party. There was a work party. And in the work party, he asked me, you know, if I was, like, if it would be fun to pretend to be together. Like, it would just be fun, you know, for the drama of it all, like, you know, whatever. That he wanted to see what people's reactions were. So I was like, okay, like, whatever. And so we get to the party and we meet, and to be very honest with you, I kind of probably, like, I forgot about it because, like, you know, we talked about it that one time and then we, you know, just went about our day. And then we talked, and then, you know, at the party we talked, and he was, like, super ready to go. Like, he was, like, super ready. He was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom or something. When I come back, I want you to be, like, in a group of people, and then I'm gonna come over and hug you from behind. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I go to the group of my coworkers, and we're standing there, standing there, whatever. And then he comes to us, and then he hugs me from behind, and then he actually, like, kisses my neck. So my coworkers are like, and then he was like, Sebastian, have you not told them that yet? And I'm like, no, I haven't. His name was Brian, by the way. I haven't. And then he was like, well, do you want me to, or do you want to say it? And then my coworkers are like, what is happening? And then one of my coworkers, she's like, oh, stop it, you guys are hooking up. So then he was like, yeah, Sebastian and I were dating. And they were like, what? So like we pretended all night and we would dance together. Like actually we were having a great time. We were like dancing, we were drinking, we were having a good time. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the night, there was this actual gay guy who I kind of had like a thing with. Like every party we would make out. It was just one of those things. We would always make out, never do anything else, never really, advance it or anything. And then we would just never talk about it until the next party. Like it was just our thing. Like, it was like our thing. And then he actually got super jealous. He got super pissed off. He got super mad at the guy. And because my coworkers, they really did believe this was real about Brian and I. So they were going up to Brian saying like, I can't believe he's like, because I literally was making out with the kid in the corner. And then I was already drunk and it was just like a thing we used to do. And then one of my coworkers comes up to me and says, hey, Brian is really, really mad. Like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, but it's a joke. It's a joke. And he's like, well, he doesn't seem like he's joking. You should definitely go outside. So I go outside and I'm like, what the hell's happening? And then I go outside and the kid is literally on the ground, like sitting on the ground. He's like 6'3", okay? He's sitting on the ground, smoking a cigarette, and literally almost in tears. So I go up to him and I'm like, what is happening with you? What is happening? He's like, nothing, leave me alone. And I was like, something is definitely going on and I want to know what it is. So he tells me that he is feeling something very weird, that whenever he saw me kissing that other guy, he felt really mad and he felt like sad and he felt jealous. And I was like, but I told him like, but we're joking, like it's not real. And he's like, I don't know anymore. And he's like, at work, like I'm always checking you out. He said, so I'm always checking you out. And he said, I never felt like this about a guy before and I'm super confused. And I'm like, okay, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about this when you sober up? Because after you sober up, and then when I was finishing after you sober up, he just kissed me. Literally just kissed me. My coworkers literally were like a feet or two away, kissed me, and I was like, I pushed him off and I'm like, Brian, what are you doing? And he's like, Sebastian, I have no idea. And then he literally ran off. Like he literally got up and then just left. Didn't say bye to anyone, and then I was like, Brian, and then he yelled at me. He said, leave me alone, or leave me the fuck alone. Something like that. I'm like, oh my God, this kid needs help. So the next day, I wake up super hungover, but also like, you guys know when you like wake up hungover and you're like going through everything you did the night before and you're like, oh my God, okay, what did I do? Okay, like you're going through the list of all the like activities that you got yourself into, and then I was like, okay. And then the only thing that was bothering me was the kiss with Brian. But I'm like, you know what, he was so drunk last night, he's probably so over it. I have to do the rollers. Listen, whenever if you ever buy a Husky, you have to have 5,000 of those lint rollers because all your clothes is gonna get so filled with dog hair, you have no idea. Every day before I go out, there's like this huge process that I have to do with the fucking rollers. Anyway, so the next morning, I wake up, I'm doing my mental list of did I fuck up, what happened, and then I actually had a message from Brian saying we need to talk. So I was like, okay. So he's like, call me whenever you get up. And I hate calling people. Like, I hate calling. I rather text. It's just a lot easier. But, so I called him, and then I just start laughing to make things a little bit, like, easier. I'm like, oh my God, you were so drunk last night. I can't remember anything. Like, I pretend I didn't remember anything just because I thought it would be easier. And he's like, well, Sebastian, I remember everything. We really do have to talk because this is very important to me. He said, I'm not gay. I have never, ever been curious about being gay. Like, nothing gay. But there is something about you that I really like, and I don't know what it is. So I'm very confused. And I was like, well, and I mean, the kid was gorgeous. So I was like, well, Brian, I mean, if there's anything I can do to help, right, I could definitely, help you. And then he's like, how about you say yes, and we hang out. We go, like, he said, let's not call it a date, let's just hang out. And I said, okay. So we hang out. Look how cute these are. How cute are these? And then they have the little smiley face. So he said, like, okay, we hung out that day. Actually, he brought me hangover food, and we ate. We watched The Princess Diaries, I remember. And the whole night, we were sitting on the couch, had his arm around me, and it was actually very, very nice. Like, we didn't kiss, we didn't talk. I mean, we just really watched the movie. And then we actually ended up dating, you guys. We ended up dating for about a month. And, you know, at work, everyone was super nice and supportive. We dated really nicely. And, you know, I think when things got a little too much was, I'd heard a rumor at work that he hooked up with one of my coworkers like a week before, and like sex, and obviously, like, we were not, I mean, we never had a talk about, like, you know, we're not dating anyone else. But I mean, when I'm dating one person, like, I'm not gonna date two people, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna date that one person. So when I found that out, I was like super bummed out. I was super stressed, and I actually like confronted him about it, and I was like, hey, this is probably not true, but there's a rumor saying you and this girl, I almost heard her name, are hooking up. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so it's true. And he said, yeah, but like super chill. And I mean, I couldn't get mad at him because, you know, we're not boyfriend and, I was gonna say boyfriend and girlfriend. We're not together. But he said, I hope that's okay. I mean, I really like you a lot, Sebastian, but I'm not looking for a relationship. And then he said, plus, you know, like I told you, you don't have to be worried because I don't like any other guy except you. I've never really liked another guy. And I was like, but you're having sex with a girl. And luckily, him and I, we hadn't had sex yet, because that's one thing that I told him, that I did not want to be that, like, his sexual experience. I said if we date a longer period of time, I would, you know, consider it, but I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to, like, you know, I didn't want to be that experiment for him that soon, right after, you know, he said he liked me. So I said, well, you know, I said, I appreciate your honesty. I 100% appreciate your honesty. But I don't think we're going to be able to hang out anymore because, you know, I could easily see myself developing feelings for you. And obviously you're not, you know, you don't want that, which is cool. Like, we're good. And we just cut it off. But, you know, he's married now. He has 3 children. And, you know, I have so many other stories, you guys, with straight guys. So, moral of the story, bitch. You never know. You know, you never know. And I think it's such a private thing, people's sexuality. Like, for example, had Brian told me, you know, had he been closed off about it, and he said, can we do this secretly, I wouldn't even be saying this story, right? But because he was so open about it, like, he was literally open, and he would have conversations with my coworkers saying, like, you know, I never really felt anything for a guy before, but Sebastian just does it for me. So, you know, and there's plenty more. I mean, plenty more stories that I can, you know, tell you in another day. But I think it's kind of dumb to think that people can only feel one thing for people. You know what I mean? So there's sometimes that I'll look at a girl and I'm like, oh my God, she's so hot. Could I picture myself doing chicka chicka boom boom with her? No. But I can appreciate her beauty, and I'm like, you know, okay, bitch, go off. You know what I mean? So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tea and the story time. If you are still here, please leave a rainbow flag down below. No, actually don't. Don't. You know why? Because people are going to think that's for Bryce. Girl, I almost choked on the water. Well, I was going to say I almost choked on the dick, bitch. No, just leave like a red heart, or whatever color you want. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. And I'm going to keep continuing to fold my clothes. I haven't had breakfast yet. I got to go. Mwah.